The dragonborn mercenary's axe crashed into Sister Helene's leather armor, cleaving through it with brutal force. The blade bit deep into her side, driving into flesh with a sickening crunch. She gasped, her breath catching in her throat, and collapsed to her knees, her mace slipping from her grasp and thudding to the ground. With a savage yank, Kesk tore the axe free, drawing a groan of agony from the cleric as she toppled forward, landing hard on her chest. Nearby, Thrumli, still on a knee, whirled around, swinging his axe in a desperate arc at the dragonborn's exposed leg, but the blow went wide, slicing through empty air with a sharp hiss. Velistra raised her staff and leveled it at the snarling guard drake. Chanting swiftly, she unleashed a Daze spell, aiming to cloud the beast's mind and tip the odds in her companion's favor. Welcome to Nosh Solo. Welcome to part 7 of the first chapter of the Keep on the Borderlands by Chris Sims, playing with the GURPS 4th edition rule set. And continuing with this homage to Moldvay's Dungeons & Dragons basic rules from 1981, here we have the Dwarf class. Dwarves are stout, broad-shouldered, and demi-humans standing around 4 feet tall and weighing roughly 150 pounds. Every dwarf proudly wears a long beard, a symbol of heritage and honor. Their skin tones reflect the hues of stone and earth, while their hair ranges from deep brown and coal black to stormy gray or burnished copper. Known for their stubborn resolve and practical minds, dwarves delight in hearty feasts, strong ale, and the clang of hammer on anvil. They hold craftsmanship in the highest regard and possess an enduring love for gold, gems, and all things forged with skill and care. Dwarves are formidable warriors renowned for their toughness and tenacity. They can wear any armor, wield shields, and are proficient with all weapons, though they favor crossbows over bows and prefer axes and hammers to blades. Their combat style is as solid and unyielding as the mountains they call home. Gifted with infravision, dwarves can see heat-generating creatures and objects in the dark. Their expertise in stonework allows them to detect sloping passages, hidden traps, shifting walls, and signs of recent construction with uncanny precision. All dwarves speak common, dwarvish, and the tongues of gnomes, goblins, and dragons, or draconic, a testament to their long history of trade, war, and diplomacy beneath the mountains. And now, let's get right back into the combat. And she succeeds by 1. So not the best spellcasting roll. The Drake will have to meet or beat by 1 on a health check, or be stunned. And that Drake, again, really has nothing going against it except, let's see, it's got, Drake 1 has, I think, shock. I could be wrong, but Drake 1, nope, Drake 1's not even in shock. It's just finished readying its jaws. Okay, so let's see if Drake 1 can meet or beat her. Failed by 2. Woohoo! Okay, Velistra, so you have effectively cast Daze on this Drake. And Daze lasts for like a minute. So as she casts it, she says, "Leave the Drake alone." And let's put the spell effect on. There we go. So the guard Drake, at least that one, if it's untouched, is not going to be affected by anything. It should just be dazed for a minute. If I look at that spell again, basically, yeah, the subject will just kind of look normal, but doesn't notice what's going on around it. Any injury or would force the daze to be dismissed. Hence why she's saying, leave it alone. Okay, so let's go to the next actor. Okay, we are now, everyone's starting their 4th second of combat. And the green scale trapper who missed with the net is going to take a ready maneuver to ready the spear and move the spear to its weapon, basically its weapon hand. All right. The guard Drake 1 is stunned and is doing nothing but just motionlessly looking around, sniffing the air. Guard Drake 2, however, is going to finish changing its posture to stand at this point. So I'm going to take all of these off. Kneeling's gone, change posture's gone. It's not going to try to attack. It wants to, it just wants to, well, it can't attack when it changes posture. So that's all it does. Kesk, on the other hand, is going to lay into both Sister Haleen again and the dwarf. All right, so Kesk, yeah. So Kesk will swing at the dwarf and possibly hit, and will swing at the she's unconscious. I don't think he's got bloodlust, but let me just double check here. No. Nope. I think he is going to hit Thrumli with both attacks. Yeah. So, and fails. So one attack lands on Thrumli, and Thrumli again is kneeling. So Thrumli is going to be at, let's see, let me call him up. He's going to be at -3 for kneeling. He's going to burn another point of fatigue for feverish defense, so that brings it down to -1. He gets the benefit of his shield because it's now in one of his shield hexes. So we'll give him the DB for his shield. And, yeah, I gave the -3 for kneeling, offset by feverish, and the bonus for his shield. So he should be at a +1 for his block. Let's see if he can do it. And he does, succeeds by 2, so he gets the shield up and just in time. All right. Kale. Kale is going to stab at Kesk from this distance. He can easily do that. So he will take an attack maneuver. Sorry I didn't do this for Kesk, but yep, Kale's going to try and stab Kesk from this distance. So we'll call up Kale and let's see if he can hit him. And fails by 2. Okay, that's too bad. All right. And Penny, she continues to ready her bow. Thalwyn has a ready bow. And hearing Velistra's command, he decides that he is going to acquire a new target. And that target is going to be Kesk. So, again, he gets the +3 for his heroic archer. And we'll go to the combat tab. So he gets the +3 for the heroic archer. And let's get him targeting Kesk, which is 0 modifier to his roll. Not sure why she's lighting up, but there we go. So he's targeted Kesk. Yep. And I'm just going to take that ready off because he's done the ready maneuver already. This is going to be the attack maneuver. And there we go. Okay, so he will try to fire at Kesk. Yep, he hits him. So Kesk can, of course, try to dodge. And Kesk does not have anything going against him except he's burned 1 fatigue point. So let's see if Kesk dodges this. And he fails. All right, so can Thelwyn do max damage with his arrow? Almost. So 2 points of damage will get through on Kale for impaling damage, and that will put him with shock of -2. All right. So. Okay. The unarmed numbers. Okay, so these guys with the blowpipes now are going to start to fire at people. However, some of the people that they were aiming at have dropped, etc., etc. So, and there are some intervening targets now. Things have changed drastically. So trying to get a bead on someone may just be a little difficult. If we were to draw a line from this lizard all the way down to the elf, you're going to see that there's 1, 2, 3 intervening figures between the guy with the blowgun and his target. That's 3 intervening figures. You see what's about going to go down here, right? Yeah. So basically the rule is these guys are going to have like -4 for each intervening character between them and their targets. So that's like -12 for him to try to hit Thelwyn. These guys good? Yeah, well, they're not that good. So, oh boy, like, let me just get that image up for you so you can see it a bit better. Yeah, like, look at that. There's these 3 intervening possible people that they could hit. So that's going to be a -12. So in this regard, you know, he may take a step. And, you know, by doing so, we shift that over. And now there's just 2 intervening targets. Unless he drops his aim and reacquires Thrumli, which is what he's going to do. Because really, everybody else is going to have an intervening target of some kind for his shot. So just imagine him kind of like trying to aim at Thelwyn, and then all these other guys come into his viewpoint through the last second or so of a couple of seconds. So I think what he'll do is give up his aiming bonus. And he is going to start aiming at Thrumli, which really sucks. But honestly, there's no way he's going to hit Thelwyn. There's just no way. So he will target. He'll target Thrumli. Okay, and that means he's got to start his aim all over again. Doesn't that blow? But for the party, that's pretty damn good. So we'll drop an aim on him. Okay, who's next? So this guy was targeting Thrumli, so he is not going to have any problems here. Because Thrumli is right in front of him. So, no intervening targets. Let's see if he hits Thrumli. Now, he is going to be targeting a part of Thrumli that is unarmored, just to make it a bit more difficult. And Thrumli's groin, neck, legs, and face are all unarmored except for his natural DR. So he's going to go for one of his legs. That's what he's going to go for. So we'll give him a -2 for a leg shot. He gets his AC bonus, and he gets a bonus for aiming for 3 turns. So let's see if he can hit Thrumli in the leg. And he does it. Success by 1. So this dart goes flying the 13 yards from that blowpipe and lands in Thrumli's leg. Or does it? How much damage does he do to Thrumli? Now, I'm going to have to adjust the DR for Thrumli because it's only 1 on his leg. But let's see how much damage he does with this dart on Thrumli. Ooh! 2 points. Now, Thrumli has a natural DR of 1. So I'm going to reduce the DR to 1. That means 1 point got through. But that's enough to potentially deliver a toxin. So using the Dungeon Fantasy rules, we're going to have him, now that he's successfully hit, we're going to have him roll against his poison skill to see if the poison does more damage than what he initially applied, like basically doubles the effect. Let's see if he makes his poisons roll. And he fails. Okay, so because he failed the the generic poison in Dungeon Fantasy is monster drool. So he's got this off of some nasty creature. But on a successful hit, because he failed the roll, the toxin isn't any more effective than just 1 dose. So Thrumli is going to suffer 2 additional points of injury if he fails a health roll. But you know what special trait Thrumli has? Remember what he's got? Resistant to poison. So he gets a +3 on this roll. So let's see if he does it. Easily succeeds. So he does not take any additional damage from that poison on that dart. Yay, Thrumli. Excellent. Okay, let's go to the next guy with the blowgun. And that guy was aiming at Thrumli as well. So, yeah, don't try to poison a dwarf. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. He gets a +1 for the accuracy. He gets a +2 because he aimed for so long. And let's see if he hits Thrumli. Now, I don't think is there a modifier because Thrumli's kneeling? Should have checked that earlier, shouldn't I? Well, I'll be damned. That other attack would have had an additional -2, and this one will have an additional -2 in trying to hit his unarmored legs while he's kneeling. So if we were to go back up to the initial attack, how much did he make that attack by on his initial attack here? He succeeded by 1. So he would have missed Thrumli's legs completely. And, I don't even want to think about him possibly hitting anyone after him. Oh my gosh. So I got to retcon some things. And one of the things is that Thrumli did not take any damage whatsoever. So bear with me. I'm going to pause for a second. Well, by the book, if he missed Thrumli, then there's a chance that he could hit the Guard Drake or possibly Thelma. Okay. So it's like 9 or worse, whatever he needed to roll. So if we were to extend this range out from this lizard to the Guard Drake, that would have pushed the range from 13 yards to 14 yards. I don't think that's going to affect a damn thing. No, it's still -5. So we would have to go back to that Needler guy. He wouldn't get the benefit of his accuracy bonus, and he wouldn't get the benefit of aiming because he wasn't aiming at the Guard Drake. It would be 12 minus 5. So he'd need a 7 or less to hit the Guard Drake. So let's just see. Rolling on 12, he would need a 7 or less. I'm just going to roll 3d6, and let's see if he rolls a 7 or less on the 3d6. No, he did not. And I don't know why I added all those things. Oops. Okay, so let's see. Let's take off the 3. So no, he still didn't roll a 7. He rolled a 9. He would have needed a 7. He's got to go for 9 or worse, whichever is worse. And so he needed a 7. Okay, so if we were to take that one more hex to our elf, that would extend the range to 16. And that would put him at -6. So he would need a 6 or less. Let's try again. And so that dart, flies out of the mouth of the grotto and hits some poor creature flying by, and it squawks and flies off and dies. Okay, so enough of that. Now we're to the Needler, who did target Thrumli originally. So let's take a look at him. So he gets the +1 for accuracy. He gets the bonus for his aim. He gets a -2 because Thrumli's kneeling, and he gets a -2 because he's trying to hit Thrumli's legs. He's got a -1 to his roll. Let's see if he hits him. Fails by 1. Here we go again. Okay, so nothing changes except that that line, it goes to Thrumli. Oh, man. Let's see here. That line goes from Thrumli. Well, technically, we're doing the same damn thing. Okay, so 7 or 6. 7 for the dragons, or for the Drake. Oh my God, he hit the Drake, and okay. So this is going to take the Drake out of the Daze. And the Drake doesn't know this shot's coming because it's dazed. So guess what, folks? The Drake is not going to be in a daze anymore. And this combat continues to get more and more interesting. So, I'm going to take the Daze off of this Drake. And I don't think he's got to even do anything, particularly to recover from the Daze. I'll double check that. Any injury causes them to be back ready to go. Okay. However, what's the damage that this guy does? So that was 1d minus 3 piercing minus on the Drake. So probably, yeah, no damage whatsoever. It doesn't penetrate the scale. But the Drake is up and in action again.